function and ask questions through the chat. We will address questions in the room first and get to Zoom if time allows. Recording press conferences on cell phones or cameras is prohibited. We'll now open it up with questions for Colorado State student athletes Brooke Carlson, Chloe Froby, and Hannah Ronsick. Questions? Up front.
Hi, Liv Sewell, CSURams.com. For you guys, it's been a tough couple of weeks. There's been a lot of turnover. Do you kind of see this as like the calm before the storm, getting a practice in, seeing the arena before you actually compete here?
Yeah, I would say that there was obviously a lot of anticipation after we won the tournament, just like obviously not knowing who we play, where we play. But then once we figured that out, I think that we were all like turned that excitement or that nerves into excitement. So just being here and getting to the feel of the court, and we're really excited about that.
And Chloe, for you, you've worked a lot on like your three-point shot, a lot of details in the off season. How do you keep those details in a like stressful time like this, would you say?
Yeah, I think like you said, put a lot of work in the off season for these moments. And so I think you just got to trust that the work that we've put in as a team, and just continue to do what we've been doing all year.
And the last time, Brooke, these teams met was in like 2011 before Coach was even at CSU. What is it kind of like to approach a team like this where there's no really history of you guys playing?
I feel like it's fun because you can kind of just go out there and play. They don't know every single play that we run. We don't know every play they run. So it's kind of just going out there, figuring out how to get the win and stuff like that.
On the far right.
Susie Wargen from KOA in Denver. Hannah, I'll start with you. What does it mean to be here? You're a senior now. You've been here all 4 years, but to represent the Rams here in the first round of the NCAA.
Yeah, I mean, I stayed here obviously 4 years, like you said, for this moment and to get that championship, because I think we've had championship teams here all 4 of my years. And I'm just so happy and grateful that I was able to get it done with these girls my senior year, the most important year. So yeah, I'm just super excited.
And Chloe and Brooke, you guys are just sophomores, but you're getting here soon in your careers, so you don't take moments like this for granted. What have you kind of thought as you've come in here and trying to stay grounded?
Yeah, I think we're just super excited, especially to experience this at such like a young era and stuff. So we still have 2 more years, and I feel like we've really set the standard now, and so the expectations are going to be nothing short of like returning and bringing home some championships.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. And it's just fun just to kind of get that experience now, and we can just keep building off of it into our next 2 years, and it'll just be a fun experience.
Cameron Connor, Colorado State Sports Properties. For the 3 of you, can you just kind of introduce your team, your build-up, your chemistry to the nation to kind of let everyone know what you've had to go through as far as team adversity, as far as team using the defense as your anchor to really blossom a lot of the offense, and how, I mean, the team is as hot as they've ever been all season long?
Yeah, I would say that this is one of the most like competitive and relentless teams I've been on like in my whole career, not even college career, high school career. And obviously, like, there's a lot of ebbs and flows to the season, but we came together when it mattered, and we used those hard times, and we learned from them, and we grew from it. So I'm super grateful for even the lows.
This is for you. I was just going to ask you what it was like. Sam Gore with ESPN, sorry. What was it like to get a street named after you in your hometown? And do you ever go just take people by the sign and say, hey, look at that?
No, I mean, it's actually, it's like coming right into town, so we pass it every time. And my parents are very proud of it. I'm very grateful for it, and so it's just really cool. Lincoln's a great community, and so I'm really proud to be representing them on such a nationwide scale.
Okay, and Brooke, this is for you. Do you prefer we call you B-Sizzle or BC? Or BC?
Honestly, whatever works.
It's got to be B-Sizzle.
B-Sizzle? We'll have some B-Sizzle merch coming.
Right here.
Tamika Catchings, ESPN. Kind of to piggyback off your question, introduce your team to the nation. Like, we get the opportunity, all of us in this room, there's a lot of different conferences, a lot of teams, and, you know, first time somebody tunes in, they're going to be watching your team. What should we expect? Or what should they expect? We've watched film. But what should they expect?
I would say definitely a relentless mentality. I think we're a very motivated group, and I think our chemistry is really there, and so just never count us out. We've come back a lot, and like we get ourselves down, and we don't give up. And so I think that's what's great about this team is we're all so competitive and we want to win, and so never count us out.
Anything else? All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
from Coach, followed by questions.
I was just telling Tamika the very first WNBA game I attended, it was Minnesota Lynx playing the Fever, and I could not believe that a women's basketball player was that good. She was awesome. So, hey, we're excited to be here. This has been an exciting week for our squad. Obviously, last week in Vegas was a blast too, but to be dancing, to be in Norman, we're really excited.
LivesCoolCSURams.com. Chloe, right before this, said, "Don't count us out." You guys talked about the relentless competitive mindset you guys have had since the summer. How would you characterize that in a tournament like this?
Well, yeah, it doesn't surprise me that Chloe would say something like that, and I think any one of our players would speak just like that. The competitive mindset, the competitive character of this group is what has allowed us to be 27-7, and you could kind of see that all the way back in June when we first got together with this new group. That although we weren't very good in June, you could tell they really like to compete, and that that's the first thing to becoming a championship team is you better have that makeup. And this group surely demonstrated that early on.
Do you want to kind of see this as a continuation from the way that you have played in the regular season, or is it kind of a fresh mindset? What would you say your approach is?
A little bit of both, right? I mean, a little bit of both. But, this group really all year long has just continued to get better. Some increments may be a little bigger than others, but they've accepted every challenge that's been put in front of them, and this is a little different stage. But at the end of the day, the ball is going to be tipped, and you better have the focus where it needs to be. You better have your compete on, just like they have all year, and make it just a basketball game. And that's what I've appreciated about our team, is that whatever environment they've been put in, and we played in some tough places, they've always been ready to go, and they've always put themselves in a position to win. Almost every single night they've done that, and that just screams compete.
And do you kind of see with the 4 seniors you guys have on the roster, what is it kind of like seeing them end their college careers this way?
Well, yeah, it's neat for seniors to end their career in this tournament. That's the ultimate goal, right, is to be playing in the most prestigious tournament in the world. And so it just shows that, all their hard work, their loyalty. I mean, we've got 3 seniors that have been with us for 4 years, has paid off. And so that was the neatest thing for me in Vegas, was just seeing the joy on their faces, because they knew they really accomplished something, and they knew where they were going. And so for seniors to go out that way is a really neat thing. And they're a huge reason why, again, our record is what it is. You don't go through a season smooth sailing. It just doesn't happen. You're going to have the ebbs and flows, the ups and downs, and you need your oldies to get you through those phases. And this group surely did that.
Over here to the left.
Hey, Coach. Tamika Catching, ESPN. How have you seen your team grow? So from June, then you go into like non-conference play, conference tournament to now. Like, what in those different stages, how have you seen the team grow?
Yeah, when we got together in June, like I said, we weren't very good, but you could see that there was some potential. But we thought in the non-con, we realized we challenged ourselves in the non-con. When we went and won at Gonzaga, when we went and won at Oregon State, we did that kind of in a grinder mode, right? It was not pretty, but we realized we had a really tough team. But we also realized we still got to get better. Our shot making's got to get better. Defensively, we got to get more connected. And then they slowly did that. And We had a little lull in the middle of the year where we lost a couple back-to-backs against really good teams, and we really challenged our group. You have to get better, you know, from every area, from ball security to rebounding to shot making, you name it. Everybody had to improve, and that was the message after our loss in Vegas. And since then, and I don't even know what date that was, it seems like a long time ago, we've only lost one game. And so they just continued to get better. But I think the kind of all phases, to be honest with you. But we had to blend kind of the new and the old, right? We added 3 transfers to the roster that were going to play a lot of minutes. And we blended those with kids that have been in our program. So that's going to take some time to just develop some chemistry, how to go about, you know, for this team, go about winning games. And I thought we really hit our stride, really the last quarter part of the season. You can ask all the questions. You're the greatest, okay? So the rest of you just hang tight. Tamika, this show's yours, girl, okay?
How, when you look at your team and just with Lexus going down, to see your team bounce back from that, now coming into another tournament and having to go into, like you said, the grand stage, how have you seen your team rally around that?
Yeah. It was really neat to see the kids rally, or the ladies rally, in Vegas. And I don't think when it happened, you know, second quarter in that semifinal game, you don't have time to think. You know, it's just next person up. Here's what we've got to do to get this baby accomplished, this victory. And then the final against Air Force, it was on you before you know it. So our kids really didn't have a chance to kind of sit back and think, we're a little different now. You know, Lex was a big part of what we get done in a basketball game as far as production-wise, both offensively and defensively. And but now that we've had a week to kind of prepare without Bargesser, it's been neat to see the kids just kind of evolve into, you know, although a short period, just different roles, and everybody's going to be asked to do something a little different offensively and defensively in this tournament because of how valuable she was for us. And she played a lot of minutes. Like, you know, she had to beg to come out of the game. And so everybody's going to have to just perform a little different role, and they're ready for that. You know, these kids have, I think that's a big reason why probably every team is in this tournament. They're able to adapt. They're able to have flexibility and still drive the success of their basketball team. And that's what this group will do tomorrow.
In the back right.
Brian, Susie Wargin, KOA. Now that you know who you're going to play, it took until the final, announcement at the on Sunday night. But what have you done now looking at Michigan State? How have you matched up and kind of as you look ahead to the game on Friday?
Yeah, I mean, obviously you go right to studying tape when you get your matchup, and they jump out at you. A Big Ten team, their length is a little different than we probably face on a nightly basis. They've just got really good basketball players, skilled basketball players, and what I mean by that, they pass, dribble, shoot well from darn near every single position. They pass extremely well. I know everybody's going to they're ninth in the country or whatever it is, in scoring, but they guard you too. I mean, they can really be disruptive from every spot on the floor, whether you're off ball, whether you have the ball in your hands. They can apply some pressure. So I think how we handle that is going to be really, really critical. And the numbers are what they are. I think they average 22-plus points a game off of opponents' turnovers, and we obviously pride ourselves in valuing the basketball. That'll be challenged probably like no other that we faced this season tomorrow, but very well coached. They know what they're doing. They're organized. They've got really good point guard play in Blair. I mean, not many holes is what we see, but that's why they're where they're at. That's why they're a 5 seed, and we're excited for the challenge.
We're going to go to Zoom for our next question. We have Chris. Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, Ryan. Chris Tavares, 9 News in Denver. It's been a decade since this program's been on this stage. How will you personally handle it and mentally prepare, and what will be your message to the girls as they get set to play on the sport's biggest stage?
Well, I'll personally handle it just fine. And, you know, it's just, this is what you dream of, right? I mean, I know we talk about that as players, but coaches too. I mean, let's go have some fun with it. So that's going to be, and my wife will tell me the same thing. You know, when I get up tomorrow morning, she's just going to say, enjoy it and, you know, quit stressing out and, you know, take your granddaughter down to breakfast. So, but our players, the message, it's going to be the same that it's been all year. It's embrace every single moment. Yeah, the stage is a little bigger, but go have fun with this, baby. Enjoy it. The lights are a little brighter, but this is why you practice. This is why you train. This is why you were in the gym at 5:30 in the morning in June, because you wanted the heat of these bright lights. And so no regrets. That's going to be the message. Cut it loose. Go for it. Play to win. All of those silly cliche coaching things, but it just will ring so true, you guys. And so, and that's what I've liked about this group. Every single game we write on the board, the very first thing I write on the board every single night is just 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. And why would we get ahead of ourselves? It's the next game. And we always treat this game as the most important game of your life. And that's what tomorrow will be. But it also will be the most fun game of your life. And so let's not lose sight of that. Let's look at me, Mr. Fun, saying, let's have fun. Really? Ferris, really?
All right. I think you're good.
Tamika, any other questions? You get the last one. Okay. All right. Thanks for being here, everybody. Okay.
That concludes today's press conference with Colorado State. Hammond Communications will post a